Atifo Makwaba edeba POG political highway no. Say eje biase na say update and so enabo edera Ghana political highway no so na ya jebre say the POG abeja for ebebo edera ensema and so abo ede P e my Ghana political wave no so. Na busia so subscribe to POG any dey kwan so me so be drop subscription. Na hit the notification bell no say the on sabeti me so akai daily update no wa share on for so ensa so etimi aka na ensema to say abetuja yebo edera mi ministerial vet na ekoso endrada chese ina ye hu se mentime ho asebe so etimi koso ewo ebra ira Sam George ne vet mi ya eju okujetu Ablàkwà so minority for no emom ho me so ewo vet ni ase se omuntimi entena se na omo vet ira okujetu Ablàkwà na amanfo din komo efasa ansemi ho ensema abetodwa na nkomo ni mu no mo pa che se Ira Afény0&Mín0ríty say ehun so airborne ebra na vetting no edu okujetu Ablàkwà ina enim say oral team no ono na say ono so di omanima obon ejuma ama Ira John ni Mahama or taxa or dem a omo say omo recover looting bi say eno so team call so MPP abanda danem na Ira Afény0&Mín0ríty no hide bibi intina ono so minority for no edin chia omonso esi gina se omontimi entena Ira okujetu Ablàkwà ne vetting so anu so omatimi etu ede ahye da busia me pese ebejebre na akoti ensema eno so eba edefa mentimo ase ekoso ewo vetting asimilas
post to him relative to those issues. He has shown enough strength when it comes to the particular sector. So for me, I think he has done fantastically well when it comes to that particular sector.
Okay. Thank you very much. What you are witnessing is a commotion there with the minority members of the committee led by the leader and the ranking member for the committee insisting that the two outstanding nominees, Samuel Okujetu Ablàkwà for foreign affairs and then also Akroma for health, will not be attended to. The two of them have actually taken their seats here and they've been here for a while now. The minority members of the committee insist that they are not willing to allow the process to continue for these two individuals to be attended to. And that is the commotion you are seeing there. As a result, they have activated their microphones. And once the microphones are activated, the chairman is disabled from being able to communicate to the committee for the president.
They should walk out. Micro minority that they should walk out.
Well, so there you had somebody indicating that if the minority members of the committee are tired, they should walk out. And you hear Afény0&Mín0ríty blaming the clerk of the committee regarding what is happening, and so it's quite serious here. It's quite serious here with the minority members of the committee who are having none of what is happening. Honorable, what's happening?
They want to smuggle other people. That was not the agreement. The agreement was that we're supposed to do vet only 4 people. We have done 6 now. Why? We are tired. We want to go home.
You know, 10 o'clock is not healthy. When they normally are going to vet the health, you have to be healthy enough to be able to do. Look, we wish that we could do it, but I think health-wise, looking at the ages of all the members of parliament, I think it has to be a healthy discussion. I don't think that's what the minority is saying.
Honorable, what's the challenge?
The challenge is that there was an agreement between leadership of this committee that they are going to vet only 4 nominees. After the 4 nominees, we agree for additional 1 person, and once that is to work out, we are going to stay here and make sure that there's no any vetting until tomorrow.
And so there you have it. That's the concern of the minority members who are saying that first they will not work out, but 2, they will not allow the process to continue for the 2 outstanding nominees to be vetted. And the 2 outstanding nominees, one of them is Addo, who has taken his seat already. And what's happening is that the proceedings are being disrupted, and the minority members insist that the vetting will not be done, but the majority members insist that the vetting will take place. And so that is the reason for the commotion you are seeing here. Like I said, all the microphones are activated, and as a result, the chairman doesn't even have, and in fact, the desk itself is being impacted by the decision, and so it's been quite chaotic here, to be honest with you. And the insistence is that the process would not go on. The process will not go on. The clerk for the committee, Madam Gifty, has been accused of bad faith, and that the agreement was that a number of nominees be vetted, and after that the process be brought to an end till tomorrow. But then that is not what is happening, and as a result, the minority insists that the process would not continue. The process will not continue. Yes, and so Afény0 insists that they are not doing it, the minority leader, and that they are not going to walk out, but then nobody will be allowed to do it. Yes, and so the minority leader insists that the process would not happen, and that the process would not go on today. The minority doesn't intend staging a walkout, but of course, yes, that the exercise will not go on today, and the exercise will not go on, but then
Do your work.
This commotion here, that has almost turned into a brawl. That's almost turned into a brawl, and it's getting quite nasty here. It's getting quite nasty here. And the scenes here are quite disturbing. I must say. But of course, who heads are not prevailing. And that's what we are witnessing. Members of Parliament are holding tables, insisting that the process be disrupted, and that there should not be any room for anybody to contemplate vetting. And the minority is insisting and making sure that that doesn't happen. And as you can see, it's a tug of war. It's a tug of war here. And if care is not taken, somebody might get injured in the process. Somebody might get injured in the process. In fact, the public address system has been destroyed, and Michael Ochilbafi has his temper very high here. Like I said, the public address system, in fact, some of them have actually been destroyed. And even if this ends, I can tell you that tomorrow this place might not be ready for the exercise to continue, because in the process I've seen some of the public address systems here that have been destroyed. And so it's safe to say that even if this exercise is abandoned today, there's no guarantee that this particular place will be ready tomorrow for this exercise to continue. And it's quite chaotic here. And what you are witnessing is, I can say, it's much more chaotic than what was witnessed about 4 years ago during the election of the speaker. The table has been broken and the public address system has been destroyed. And I can tell you that, as I mentioned, even if members of parliament decide to return tomorrow, the facilities here will not be ready for the exercise to continue. So the bench has actually been broken. The table has been broken, and this place has been vandalized. And you hear Frank Anadon Prayer and Co insisting that they should do it now that the place has been turned upside down. And I can count not less than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and more police officers. But of course, the police officers here are ensuring that force is not used. So what they're doing is that they are calming the tempest down and then ensuring that nobody gets hurt, because it's quite chaotic, and in the process somebody might get hurt. And so that's what's happening. They are still engagement. I've seen the majority leader, the minority leader still here. I've seen Collins Dauda, I've seen Dominic Nitu, the majority chief with Roxy Nelson Dafiameko, Samia Uku. I've seen many here who are attempting to explain what each side thinks is the right thing that must be done. But of course, the minority members are having none of that. The tables have been turned. These are scenes that before the 2020 happening on the floor of Parliament. You say you witness these happenings from other parliaments. It happened in 2020, and we thought this will not repeat itself. Well, there's another episode here which is quite much more chaotic than what we witnessed on the 6th and to 7th of January 2020.
So like you Media and the so message of your like now subscribe to a POG Media so about your subscription now share no first so and so it's me account no so who no matter the ecoso a woman Ghana a political a wave so not say in some just say abebu to the na in say a okuje to Ablàkwà yura a marking afenyo a Martin ono so etimi eka a investigation yura tonjamani Mahama dia show no say bind that MPP a manyuku no a mobile ban mu no a minor japadi omdo monsa bo ma chese omonso no mocheche e de ma omona fofo no mabusuafo no omonhwe no monye investigation ye ntimi engine na say de be ya oman no be fa no ntuma pa e de friend ka me akoye say yura marking afenyo ensem pa de ebihihye ne bo anase or hide niema na ompese okujo to Ablàkwà enam questions or the betu na nimu no so bebusa na chese eno so etime bie ensem so vet ni ase ne santi na sa menzimo ase etime course so achese na ese wani ensa wo kachere.
So if you ask me, I can tell you that unless this exercise continues without the public address system, this particular committee room 1 and 2 cannot be ready to either continue the process or even return to the process tomorrow. That's exactly what is happening. And so, yes, if you have just tuned in, what you are witnessing is not a jamboree. What you are witnessing is not a night of power by vandals in Commonwealth Hall. No, this is the same place that ministers that have served in the Fourth Republic, ministers that have occupied offices since the beginning of the Fourth Republican dispensation were here. this was the exact committee room where they were vetted. I can report to you that that particular committee room has now been turned upside down because the minority insists that they are no longer able to engage in the process of vetting the nominees of President John Dramani Mahama. They, however, insist that the exercise be truncated for it to resume tomorrow. The majority members insist that no way, if the minority members are tired, they should take leave of the committee, and the committee will be properly constituted, and the committee is well constituted to carry on with its activities. The minority will have none of that. It insists that over its dead body, nobody is vetting anybody, and the process will be truncated. And so there's a standoff here in Parliament. There's a standoff here in Parliament, and it doesn't look like this standoff will be resolved any moment from now, because the outstanding nominees, two of them are here. I can see Samuel Okuyote Ablàkwà here. Kwabena Mintah Kando has taken his seat and he's sweating, and that to the extent that he has a handheld fan in his hand, and the place is choked because members of the public who came to accompany their friends, their MPs, their party members for this exercise to take place have also decided to stay behind and witness what is happening. And it's been chaotic. In fact, to use the word chaos will be an understatement. There's no movement whatsoever. This is a total standoff. And of course, there is a conversation going on. Yeah. 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 Yes. Yes. So you heard Gavin Kwame Abuja indicating and communicating to the minority members that the majority side has tolerated the minority side for far too long. On its own, the majority side has quorum to transact any and every business, and that is out of respect and out of magnanimity that the majority members have always relayed, and then extended a hand of working relationship to the minority side. Some agreement has been reached. Some level of agreement has been reached, and now the communication from the minority side, especially from its leader, is that the committee members return to sit for a proper communication to be sent. So, as you can see, there is some level of de-escalation at the side of the minority as to whether the table will be able to stand on its feet again, because the legs, in fact, two legs of the table are broken. So once the table is being carried away, that is the casualty of the chaos witnessed. The table you are seeing is the casualty of the chaos that you witness here. You can see two legs of this table totally dismantled and annihilated, and so that table is gone. But again, the remnant of the destruction will still be there, and that is the public address system. The microphones have equally been destroyed. Many of them have been broken, as you can see. But of course, so the other table at the other side that managed to survive the chaos, the anarchy, has been moved to the center. For the process to return to normalcy. For the process to return to normalcy. Whatever that means, after it's all said and done, I'm sure the chairman will communicate to the hearing of members of the public and everybody here in gathered. And so there you have it. Some level of understanding has been reached. I've seen the majority leader Mahama Yariga take his seat. I've seen the Roads Minister, Governor Kwame Goja, take his seat. But Collins Dauda is equally engaging the members. I can see that the chairman and the ranking member have both taken their seat. And so there is some semblance of normalcy returned. Some semblance of normalcy returned. And so from what we're witnessing, I'm sure the members, especially on the minority side, will sit and then listen to the leadership. And so basically that is what we are witnessing here. There is some semblance of normalcy that has returned. So if the
to ask the relevant questions, you are aware that some of the nominees, we don't even ask them questions. Where we have to ask the relevant questions, we will ask. Nothing will stop us from asking the necessary questions. It's not every nominee. Some of their nominees spend 5 minutes. NDC is always up to intimidating people. They think that they must always bully. We will not accept any bully. They can call us micro-minority. They can say whatever they want to say. We've been cooperating with them. Today we agreed to do 3. The clerk to the committee is a partisan clerk. Indeed, she is a typical NDC. She agrees with them and then she advertises and informs people to come. All the practice has always been that chairman ranking would agree as to who and who will come. Yesterday there was no agreement. The chairman was with me, no meeting. Then in the night, 10 p.m., the clerk advertised 10. This morning my deputy was here. They had a pre-sitting. They agreed to 3. Later in the afternoon they said 4. And then again they said that, oh, let's compromise on 1 more. We said okay, then he made it 5. Just as we finished the 5th, we realized that they've paraded several other nominees dressed, and then they thought that we will boycott. We will not boycott. We will not boycott. We will not boycott. I'm saying that we will not boycott. Thank you very much.
Will you show up tomorrow?
We've agreed. We agreed by consensus to take it up tomorrow at 9 o'clock. We have cooperated with them. We'll continue to cooperate with them, but will not allow ourselves to be bullied. It's as simple as that. And nobody can attempt to limit as to the number of questions we ask a nominee. Some of their nominees, they come begging, and then within 2 minutes you are gone. For those that we want to take critical action on, you say we should, railroad everybody. It cannot happen, please.
It depends on your responses. All right? Okay. Yeah. Your responses will also determine how long you stay here.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Yes.
All right. That's basically it. Minority Leader Alexander Afény0&Mín0ríty speaking to us and indicating that now nobody can intimidate the minority. Nobody can seek to limit the number of questions the leader will ask. The leader has limitless opportunities to ask questions, and that's exactly what will happen. Let me briefly, Honorable Dominic Nitiu is in a conversation with the minority leader, but of course there is a final resolution to everything that transpired. Honorable, did this come to you as a surprise?
Very big surprise, because they had agreed to take a certain number, and now our people even added 2 more people. So I was very surprised that this is happening, because they said bring our candidate at 9 o'clock tomorrow, we'll be here to vote him. I don't think they should remember they are running government. I don't think this should have been an issue. They are running government. Between today and tomorrow, what is the use of bravado that I am in charge? It's not necessary at all. It's simply not necessary. The minority will need majority, majority will need minority. So I don't see why we should be fighting, because they said they'll close at 4. It's 10 p.m. and our people cooperated up to this, and they kept insisting that okay, transport was not being part, but we'll do transport. And now I don't think there should have been an issue at all.
Will anybody be fair in saying that this house has become very chaotic? We witnessed that in the 8th Parliament, the 9th Parliament.
I hope it doesn't continue, but if the attitude is that if the artists that we have numbers, it will continue, and I don't think it's good for Ghana.
Thank you very much. Dominic Nitu, Member of Parliament for Bimbilla and former Defense Minister. And of course, so what you witness is exactly what you witness. Once again, the Parliament of Ghana.
Medasi so jebre na je penny edema POG political highway no see embra so any be political news and any daily update no am from waso e na so hu na te de ekoso e wo my Ghana amanyo semu as also subscribe to POG political highway na any dey kwa so am drop or subscription na hit notification bell no say de be ya so betimi ahye no for so ensa to etimi aka na so won sen kai bia na say adwenchewi na say komo twetwe bi so abetimi so abo e dey the comment section on now so wedding komo na POG Media Amantie yes you ever bo e dey comment section na ba be answer me that say so jibe e dey ma POG be say